All right, Shalom. First and foremost, when we give praises, honor and all glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruchach Badash, and double honor to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, the GMS. Shalom to you brothers, just preaching and teaching this truth and sincerity across the four winds of the earth. And I want to do a quick response to the elder apostle Tahar. His video, he didn't even play it in his video. It was about like a minute about this. So I was like, let me go look to see what was going on, and click it. And in the first, intro, like 30 seconds, it's nothing but madness, man. And I've seen the dude. You're gonna see it in a second. I've seen him before somewhere. And it's just like, what is the purpose of going on this platform to even do anything? Because I promise, I'm not about to watch this whole video because it's nothing but madness. But there's no edification. There's no nothing going to come out of it. But, just like how, in like manner of what happened with Alazar, what he was doing was getting bigged up. His head was getting all big, filled with pride because he was hanging out with the people of the world. And Captain Nazariak, right, is following literally in like manner of the same exact thing. Right, I remember one of the videos that he did, it was an interview, and he said the last time he was out, he was like, I was just teaching like 3 weeks ago. So he doesn't really go out on the highways and hedges anymore, and now he's focused on making a name for himself. Literally same exact thing Alazar was doing. And it's like, how do you see these examples that the Lord literally gives of men, going off and trying to make a name for himself on this side? And we see what happens. The same thing Deacon did. Deacon in the side, right? Alazar, and it's just constant. Same thing over and over again. It's like Jake is seeing the examples that the Lord has given and not taking heed to it. Like, you want to establish your glory now. Like, why do you want you to have some type of glory and fame and notoriety in a world like this? Like, everything is defiled. The women, the food, the air, the water, everything is tainted in this place. So it's like, what glory do you get on this side? You see, but it's just like what is the purpose? Like, I promise you, there is no edification at all. I watched the first 9 minutes, and it was nothing but madness. Nothing but chaos, madness, and niggardry. That's all it was, man. That's really all it was. So I'm going to play the first, minute, so you can see, just to see what I was talking about. Right? And it's just like, when you hang around these people, right? When you hang around these people, especially the dude that you're about to see, I'm just laughing, listening to him. This man has all types of unclean spirits and demons, and he just infested. They're living up in there. They're living it up on him. Right? It's just like, you hang around these people. These people have a lot of unclean spirits. They got a lot of demons on them. And you hang around long enough, just like same thing happened to Alazar, hanging around with the fucking strippers and all them damn strippers and prostitutes. You hanging around these people, they're in a very unclean, unfruitful lifestyle. So you hanging around with them, kissing them, hugging them, and laying down with them, doing this and doing. What do you think is going to happen? Them unclean spirits is going to jump off on you. Just like the same thing happened with Alazar, man. Them damn unclean spirits jumped off them damn strippers and all prostitutes. And now, next thing you know, he's buying a damn pegging kit. Like, that's how that stuff works, man. It starts to fester in your mind. You start to entertain it a little bit. You don't rebuke the thought immediately. And that's why the elders, the apostles, the elders, the bishops say, when you have a thought in your head, a weird, wicked thought coming in your head, you have to rebuke that immediately. That's something I'm learning. You find yourself repenting every day, because some of you be at work doing your task, and then next thing you know, a random thought come in your head, just like, what the hell, man? Like, you have to rebuke that immediately. But you start to play on it. You start to let these things fester. You start to think about them, pondering on them, and then eventually you put your hand to them, and then, hey, there you go. And we know it's only a matter of time, man, until something happens with him, man. And it's like, ain't nobody making videos because we jealous or no. It's just not wise, man, to be hanging around these people. I don't even like hanging around coworkers. Even though I mean, you know, the job that I have, I'm really not around them that much at all. I'm more dealing with customers. But even with that, it's like you have to be mindful of who you are giving your energy to, who you spending your time around. What are you even you know, consuming? You know, on the internet. You know, I'm talking to myself, especially first on that, because even before I just came out here, I get a habit sometimes when you get home from work, you just want to just relax sometimes, and I got to find a better way to do that. I'll spend hours scrolling on the internet on my phone sometimes, man. You know, but you know, it's just you have to be mindful of these things and what you're feeding your spirit, man, and what you're allowing your spirit to be around. And I wasn't even planning on saying none of these things that I'm saying. I thought it was gonna be, I thought it would been done with the video already. We just going through the spirit, man. But it's like you have to, because these people are literally being examples of what not to do. Right, and when Alizar and all of them was getting rebuked, and the apostles was getting on them not to do this, not to do that, the elders and other brothers and so on and so forth, it wasn't because, and they twisted and took it as you hate camp banging. Like, what the hell is camp banging? That's how you know you a nigga, man. You camp banging. They call it hating camp banging, but now look what happened. No, it was a sincere warning not to do these things. Because you don't understand, the apostles, some of the elders, you know, brothers, been in this thing for a very long time. They've seen a lot of different things. They know what works. They know what doesn't work. So when the apostles say, hey, look, maybe it's not wise for you to do this because this, my X, Y, and Z might happen. And when brothers say, hey, look, hey, the elder apostle Gabar, he says a lot. He said, hey, man, stay single. Don't even deal with these women. Stay single. And when you finally realize what brothers say, or if you got a woman, just deal with that one woman, let that one woman be enough. You know, Jake need a little side piece, whatever the case may be. But it's just like, you really have to, Jake really doesn't take heed to that. Like, you really have to live that experience to really understand. That's what Jake is. You have to live that experience to finally understand. Hey, even though we know it's lawful to deal with a man can have more than one woman, but you think that's wise right now? One woman, right, is enough, man. Right, one actual woman that if you live with her or whatever the case may be, that's enough. Cause that is gonna come a lot of, and I'm learning. I'm speaking from experience myself, man. I understand now why the apostles say what they say, man. Don't even deal with a woman. You gonna deal with a woman, go get you a prostitute. No strings attached. You give her the money, you get what you need, get it, and be done with it. Somebody, you going on, you doing the prostitute. Hey, shut up, man. Do you realize these women are that anyway? And that's just really being honest, because when you dealing with a prostitute, what is the exchange? You giving them money, and to get whatever you need to get done. But when you taking it, and it's just straight to the point. When you dealing with women now, what do you got to do? You got to take them on a date. You got to take them to the movies. You got to go get their nails done. You got to go take them out to eat. You got to go take them here. Go take them play mini golf. Go watch a movie. With all these things, and then eventually, after some weeks or a month or two go by, then eventually you get the box. You just spend all that money, time, resources, energy, all to do that to get the box. But you could have just paid the woman the damn $100 for the hour, or whatever the fuck the prices are. I don't know. Right? And then you got what you needed and been done with it. And you dealing with a harlot, man, is not against the law. Samson dealt with a harlot. Well, let's play this, so you can see what I'm talking about, and we'll shut it down.
Black boys are emotional. That's why they trigger happy. That's why they can't deal with problems.
There is no past, there is no future. Only thing is happening now. If ain't nothing happen
Listen to him.
now, nothing to protect myself from.
You even said Africans.
Right.
And then you said black.
Right.
Ain't Africans and black people the same thing?
No, we're not.
That's what we think?
That's what we think.
If you get a girl, say, okay, you my girl, and you can't do this, you can't look at another man, you can't wear this, you can't dress like this, you can't do this, you can't do that, just put that bitch in prison.
God's not going to project you and you're not following his plan.
When I say something, then you want to leave it at that. There is no God. There is no God.
When you think about free will has no consequences.
What is that called? The yin and yang painting on his fingernails.
You take something freely, there is a consequence for everything that you take.
I don't believe it. I don't think shit. I only say what I know. Let me surprise the world. Let me surprise the world. And I can prove this. Let me surprise the world.
Yeah, man,
Two guys have a different screen time. The first guy uses Apple
Man,
screen
just
time
bug the hell
blocker.
out,
At first, this works. His apps are blocked.
And members of
Turn
is over if the
Look at
group has decided that they no longer align with the
It's neither good. It's neither
I'm
bad.
gonna play another minute because you really
It neither
get the full picture
is.
of this man. And I don't know who. I
It
don't,
neither
I
is
don't
it.
know this man's name, but I've seen this
Reality.
man before.
It's determined by the person's perception.
And you know he's trying to be the Omega Deep.
Right? Because we can be in the same place and have different visions of what we see. Right? I mean, you see a bitch, you may see something to fuck. I see something to get the fuck away from because I see Medusa. Right? We see two different things when we see the same bitch. Right? So it just really don't matter because it's all about perception. Right? So reality becomes a person's perception. Right?
So reality, everybody got their own definition of reality.
Because everybody live in the world by themselves. Only person that exists is you. But you don't understand that because you spend all your time putting everything in everybody else, but you don't understand that. You gotta put everything in you. Because you is everything, gang, and you is the reality, gang. The reality is about you. Once you stop thinking about you, there is no reality.
So reality is this shit fake.
No, it's fake, but it's real, right? Because I understand that experience is real. See, life is about experience, right? You know why I eat with my hands? I eat with my hands because I'm a true human, right? I want to have a human experience.
You don't use a fork
No,
and
let
knife?
me tell you why. Because you got nerves in your hands, right? All these nerves in your hands, they tell you.
And I would say that because, like I said, I watched a little bit of this, 9 minutes in. Now, I will say this: eating with your hands is normal. Every culture eats with your hands. Now, take that with a grain of salt. If your ass is eating spaghetti, or you macaroni, or some along noodles with your hands, all right, man, you doing too much. But people make it seem like when you say eating with your hands, it's like that's some weird thing. Bro, you eat. There are certain foods that you literally eat with your hands. He ain't saying nothing off the wall with that, but he still bugged the hell out. Still bugged the hell out. I ain't gonna play no more of it. You get the point. You seen him jump on the table. He seen his eye get all wide, hands twitching, fingers look like a damn claw. Doing all that shit. He's bugged the hell out. He got all types of unclean spirits. But if you hanging around these people, these spirits and these demons are literally gonna jump off on them and jump on your ass. That's how that works. That's how it works, man. You see? And Cesariak, right? He's in the limelight right now. He's too busy being, the guy. He's building the name. The same exact thing that Alizar was doing, man. The same exact thing. Was going on all these podcasts, doing all these debates. He's on all these shows debating Muslims and doing all this. Got ads on your video, and he's getting paid to be on these platforms. Like you're too focused on establishing your whatever, your ego and whatever you're trying to do. You're trying to establish that now. But instead of waiting on the Lord, right? Waiting on the Lord to get His glory, and then everybody would get their glory according to whatever the order, right? Instead of doing that, this is what's going on now. You see? But I just want to get. What I want to get here. Let's get this. Mark. Mark 5. Get this in the NLT. Start right at the top. There's Mark 1. Not Mark 1, Slakia. Mark 5 and 1. It says, so they arrived at the other side of the lake in the region of Gerasenes. It says, and I know I butchered that. It says when Yahushua climbed out of the boat, right? It says a man possessed by an evil spirit, right, came out of the tomb to meet him. It said this man lived in the burial caves and could no longer be restrained even with a chain. It says whenever he was put into chains and shackles, It says, as he often was, he said he snapped the chains from his wrist and smashed the shackles. It says no one was strong enough to subdue him. It says day and night he wandered among the burial caves and hills, howling and cutting himself with sharp stones. It says when Yahushua was still some distance away, it says the man saw him, ran to meet him, and bowed low before him. It says when, with a shriek, he screamed. It says, why are you interfering with me? Yahushua is the son of the Most High power. It says, in the name of the Most High, I beg you, don't torture me. It says, for Yahushua had already said to the spirit, come out of the man, you evil spirit. It says, then Yahushua demanded, what is your name? And he replied, it says, my name is Legion, because there are many of us inside this man. It says, then the evil spirit begged him again and again not to send them to some distant place. It says, so there happened to be a large herd of pigs. It says, feeding on the hillside nearby. Send us into those pigs, the spirits begged. Let us enter them. It says, so Yahushua gave them permission. It says, the evil spirit came out of the man and entered the pig. And the entire herd of about 2,000 pigs plunged down, it says, the steep hillside. It says, into the lake and drowned in the water. It says, the herdsmen fled to the nearby town, and it says, in the surrounding countryside spread the news. As they ran, people rushed out to see what had happened. Right, well, that was the point that I wanted with that. Because these people, right, legion, we are many. These people have all different types of unclean spirits and demons on them, man. And right when you start to link up with them, that's why, the Elder Yahshua has been saying it a lot lately too. Right, is it be careful, us men, you have to be careful with your rod, man. Right, every chick that look at you and smile at you and whatever the case may be, you gotta sometimes let that just be that. Right, because there's a lot of things that come with dealing with women, especially in these times, man. Because these women are all into voodoo and witchcraft and tarot cards and just all types of things, man. Right, and you deal with this woman and you lay down with her. Now you in her bed, she over here trying to read your fortune. And now you over here entertaining it because you want to get some more box. Like these people, a lot of these people are unclean. Majority of these people are unclean. Correct that. Majority. That's most. Right. A lot of these people are not to be really dealt with like that. And there's a spiritual reason why. It's because you don't want to, just like how, for an example, like when you understand the history of the Jews, right, and how they was looking at the Gentiles as heathens and didn't want to be around them because they was walking around with that tribal marking tattoos and bald heads and wearing heathen clothing and stuff like that. It's just like the same exact thing how they looked at them, how the Jews of the ancient world looked at the other Israelites, because they were all off and worshiping other gods and doing those things. It's the same exact way now that how we look at Jake. Like, we don't want to hang around Jake. Jake, you got fucking wearing ski mask, he had tattoos all over their face, he had pants hanging down your ass, your lip purple, got a damn red Cincinnati snapback. You got a ski mask on at 90-degree weather because you got ops. It's like the same way that we look at Jake now is the same way the Jews was looking at the heathens back then. Even though we know we come from all different walks of life, man. But look, the Lord has brought us out of that. And you just got to know when Jake is not coming out of that lifestyle, like Jake is just going to be a damn nigga in Babylon until the Lord take him out, man. And we don't want to hang around them. We don't ain't going to go out to eat with Jake like that, man. Ain't doing all that. They're not doing that. But that's the same exact, kind of the scenario that the Jews in the ancient world was doing. Was looking at them like, ugh, I ain't hanging around with them. What you talking about? They can make it. They ain't keeping no laws. They ain't keeping no custom. They ain't doing none of this. And in like manner, look, if you not agreeing with what we're saying and you're not walking in like manner, we don't really want to be around you. Because hanging around you people, it entails a lot of different things, man. Because we don't know what kind of demons you battling, unclean spirits on you. Then you hanging around him and you hang around him too much. Then now they on you. Now you walk around with your pants sagging. You see, that's just how things operate, man. And the thing is, I know the Elder Apostle Gabar said it before too. You know, you don't be, worried about the things that you can see. He said something along those lines. You should be worried about the things that you can't see, man. And obviously, we can't see the spirits and demons on these, like physically see the actual spirits and stuff, but we see the unclean spirits in these people. You can look in their eyes to tell the way they act, what they can do. You can just tell people have all types of unclean spirits on them, man. You don't have to physically have to see the spirit. We see it in you. We see it in the person. Especially when you look in somebody's eye, you can really tell when you look in their eyes how far gone they are. You could just really tell. And look at that bugged out dude. You know he is gone, man. He is finished. But you got Tazariak rubbing elbows with him. So it's only a matter of time, man. We're gonna see what the Lord's gonna do. But it's just, hey, we have to be mindful of these things, man. We have to be extremely mindful. All right, so that's all I gotta say. I was gonna get the other scripture in Matthew about the unclean spirits and that scripture too, but I'm just gonna close it out with that one. All right. So, when you all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach HaKodesh. Shalom.